I own this 86-year-old Kamuning Bakery in Quezon City, the Philippines. Do you know how long I took to make it earn money?
Meet Wilson Lee Flores, real estate investor and well-known writer in the Philippines. Today, he shares how he revived an 86-year-old bakery and the valuable lessons every entrepreneur should know when starting their own business. In a previous video, he opens up about his personal life as well as his journey in real estate, so make sure to check that out as well. For those who are new, my name is Josh, and on my channel, I feature individuals who have embraced the unknown in pursuit of a more meaningful and fulfilling life. So if you like to hear such stories, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And now, let's get on with the video.
This bakery business is actually like an accident. The first thing I did with the money I earned, I already bought condominium. Then as I'm buying condominium, I wasn't content. I bought some lands. I would buy houses and sell. I would renovate the house and sell. I would buy things and rent out. I keep on investing in real estate through the years up to now. This one naman, it was for sale as real estate. The Javier family said they want to sell this, approached me if I could sell a piece of property in Quezon City. When I heard the address of this one, Judge Jimenez Street, corner K4 Street, Barangay Kamuning, Quezon City, I told the seller, that's near the famous Kamuning Bakery Cafe, the old bakery. No longer famous for a while because the owner died years later. The children was not able to manage it well. They don't manage it. They live far away. They would pass by once a month. You cannot run any business by going there once a month. You're like an absentee landlord. Not good. So I asked, and then the sellers told me that location is exactly where the old bakery is still standing. So I said, I kept reading about it when I was in college in the 1980s. Allah, you know how old I am now. When I heard it was for sale, not as the bakery, but as land already, I was a little bit sad because I know anybody who buys this will just destroy the structure, put up some apartments or commercial spaces here. It would be gone. So I told the seller, I will not only help you sell, maybe I could negotiate and be the owner. So I tried to negotiate. I went back here, took a look at the bakers. I was fascinated. I discovered one thing with this Kamuning Bakery Cafe. I observed the bakers early morning, how they were baking. I was fascinated that this is the old-fashioned way of baking. They were still baking using the pugon or wood-fired brick oven, very antiquated, no longer being used now. Everywhere in the world, they keep destroying all these old bakery ovens because it's very difficult, very unwieldy. But still here, everything is old-fashioned. And I asked the owner, do you have old recipes? They had 385 old handwritten recipes. And then I negotiated to buy this land as real estate. And then they gave away the bakery to me for free. So I continued it. The eldest sister was amazed. When I continued it, I renovated a little bit. I repainted, restored everything. They were surprised. Usually they don't want to run this anymore. Why did I continue? They asked me, the old owners, the three old owners, now in their 80s, the three of them. I said, I love eating. I could eat 10 times a day. I'm not kidding. I love eating. Number two, I love history. And I love desserts very much. You invite me to a buffet. If there are 50 choices of desserts, I promise you, I'm not kidding. If there are 50 choices, I will eat every single one of them. There's a technique how not to be overeating. Every cake, one slice, you eat only one small slice of that slice. Every single one, I will taste the taste. So I love eating, so I tried to revive it as for fun, but it became a business. I will make it even better.
As you said, one of the challenges of running this bakery is that it's very old school.
Yes, and you have so many competition. Not only the local competition is tough. So many international bakeries are coming to the Philippines to open their shops. Korean bakeries, French bakeries, European bakeries, Japan bakeries.
So how long did it take for Kamuning Bakery to stabilize since you bought it?
Great question. Because when they sold this to me, the old owners asked me a question. Oh, how much will you pay for the old bakery? I said, how much has it been earning in the last 3 years? Give me the financial statement. How much is the earnings of the bakery every year? Let's see, I will assess. And then it's negative every year. It has been losing money every year. So they want to get rid of it actually. They just don't manage it, let it go on its own. So how long did I have to stabilize this and turn it around? You'd be amazed. I bought this December 2014, but I told them I will not touch it. I will let Christmas pass. I will take over January 2014, January 2014, I'm not mistaken. What happened, January, when I took over, I cleaned up the whole place. I remember one of my customers here is the respected actress Connie Reyes, the mother of Pasig Mayor Vico Soto. She even approached me. She said, "Sir, I heard you're the new owner of Kamuning Bakery. I have a suggestion. I see you are helping people repair the place, repainting some parts. Do not make it look too new." I remember Connie Reyes said, "Please retain the old charm and the old look. Doesn't matter, it looks antique and everything. Do not make it all new." So I remember that great advice. So, do you know how long I took to make it earn money? 1 month. 1 month. I took over January 1. By January 31, it was already earning money. Coming from a very big low. It wasn't run as a business before. They were running it like a farm that an absentee landlord would visit once a month. So easy to turn it around. And then I use social media. Most people in the world, especially in the Philippines, we use social media for entertainment, for games, for all sorts of fun. But I use social media to help revive Kamuning Bakery Cafe. I just opened a Facebook account, Instagram account, Twitter account, social media alone. People realize it's still here. Some people discovered it's still alive, and it has helped the business a lot. I'm managing the social media myself. I should do it much better, not yet. I just keep on sharing and sharing. So, Facebook, Instagram, but more Wilson Lee Flores accounts. But I also link to the Kamuning Bakery account. So, I encourage everyone to please use social media not for friendship only and entertainment, but also for learnings and for better professional advancement, also amazingly for business.
Now, as the business was stabilizing, something unexpected happened.
Yes. Our neighbor got burned. We had a neighbor right next door. It's a resto bar run by a Malaysian married to a Filipina. I don't know what happened. It's called M Bar, M-Bar. It opens only at night, the whole night, drinking, eating place. Then suddenly it got burned early evening, and it hit our whole bakery and damaged us. It was a big setback, but I learned something. Every crisis that happens to you as a person or as a business is actually a great opportunity. I never realized it's really true. I know it theoretically because there's a Chinese phrase for crisis. It's called Wei Ji. Wei Ji in Mandarin. Wei meaning danger. Ji Ji Hui for opportunity. Our ancestors thousands of years ago, they were very wise and brilliant. Can you imagine? They thought about crisis as essentially two things, danger and opportunity. So it endangered Kamuning Bakery. It wrecked us in the millions, damaged our equipment, damaged the entire building because Kamuning Bakery was entirely made of hardwood. All these typhoons, World War II, did not stop the operations, but the fire hit us very badly. But because of that, we have become better. I believe we are still here, the same. The walls are still the same. I really recreated the windows, repaired some of them. They were not totally burned. The windows were not totally burned. Some parts were burned. I had to replace them. Some glasses were broken. All the chairs and tables mostly were not burned. 1930s chair. The ovens are still there. And also, the old owner decided to move on. They don't want to be part of Kamuning Bakery anymore because he said he was very old. He knows you have to invest more money. We've learned a lot of lessons from crisis.
So how long did it take you to recover from that fire incident?
Took us several months, maybe 1 year, but we never stopped operating. We continued operating, not a single day closed. I put up a small backup bakery 5 minutes away by car. When I bought this Kamuning Bakery Cafe, there were already 2 old bakers remaining. Nobody else, 2 old bakers. The staff were very few. It's very lean operation still at that time. And I said, 2 old bakers cannot be in that situation. So I hired younger people under them, the 2 old bakers, and I separated the 2 bakers to 2 teams.
Yeah.
One in my small backup bakery, replicating everything. One here. So 2 old bakers with young people under them doing the same thing, both of them separated. So the backup bakery, I never imagined a fire would hit us. So now we have a backup bakery.
Obviously, for every crisis, you need to have
Yes,
a contingency plan.
I never imagined that would be our saving grace or help us continue to exist non-stop, not a single day closed. So even when the whole Kamuning Bakery was full of ashes and debris, right outside the sidewalk, we continue to sell every day.
After the fire, running the business was never easy, especially during COVID. So was there ever a time that Kamuning Bakery was close to shutting down?
You know, I have a secret to tell you. Do you know, throughout the history of Kamuning Bakery, 86 years, in my belief, no time was better financially, profit and sales than the worst time of the pandemic. The first 6 months of the pandemic, the hardest hit time when the whole of Luzon was shut down, the strict lockdown talaga, amazing. It was the best time in the history of a Kamuning Bakery. We had record amazing sales. I'll tell you why, Joss. Because that's the good thing about an old-fashioned bakery like this. Because in the old-fashioned bakery that I inherited from the Javier family, the late founder, attorney Leticia Bonifacio Javier, had a very unique rule. Her unique rule is all the bakers and all the staff, no going home. All should work, stay in. They have housing at the back of this bakery. All stay there and eat here. Every day you have day off, but you don't go home. Every night you are here. Do you know why? Because while everybody else in the world is sleeping, the bakers should already be up past midnight, start baking already while we are all sleeping. Before the sun rises, the pandesal cakes and everything are ready for your breakfast already. So we have a unique system here. All the bakers are stay in, all the staff. So when the whole Luzon was hard lockdown, remember it was called hard lockdown, no jeepneys, no buses, no taxi, all the cars do not go out. The malls were crippled, the big bakeries were shut down. Small businesses like Kamuning Bakery, all our staff are here every day, they don't go home. So we operated every day and we are considered essential. So they did not shut us down. We were operating. And then during the pandemic, I asked all our staff in the office, you don't have any real estate transactions to do now. All of you become online people. So I put everything online, numbers, everything. I use Grab Food, Food Panda, everything. We started doing that. I should have done it earlier. I should have done online selling before the pandemic. And we had the most amazing sales. Do you know, during the pandemic, we would open every day at 5 a.m. By 10 a.m., not yet lunchtime, you cannot buy anything anymore here. It's like in the Bible, it's like a group of locusts would pass by here and buy everything. So at that time, we were selling too much. we were producing a lot during the pandemic. Later on, everybody caught on. After 6 months, 7 months, everybody went online selling already. But in the beginning, very few were doing that. We were some of the few. It was the greatest time. So crisis really is fantastic opportunity. We started online selling because of that pandemic, and up to now, year 2025, online sales still comprise a significant part of our daily sales up to now.
Why do you think you should encourage people to still come to Kamuning Bakery in 2025?
Because nothing beats going to an old-fashioned coffee shop and the oldest bakery in Quezon City. We have a physical place here that's cozy. You are seated on the chair from the 1930s. You know the chair that you are using, it's called Batibot chair. This is called Batibot chair of the Philippines. This is as old as Batman. Do you know Batman was created 1939? and Kamuning Bakery is as old as Quezon City. It was started the same year as Quezon City. The windows that you see, it's the traditional Filipino windows of centuries ago up to now. These are seashells, capiz shell. And we have breads here that are old-fashioned, that are baked uniquely by Kamuning Bakery. So I would encourage everyone to come here and eat and drink and order all sorts of food. One more thing happened during the pandemic. Because we had nothing to do, everything else was shut down. I have no real estate to do. I kept thinking with my cooks and our bakers, we thought up all kinds of new foods. So I encourage everyone to continue coming here at Kamuning Bakery Cafe, meet all kinds of people. It's not only the late President Cory Aquino, it's not only the late great Doreen Fernandez who had been here as customers. We have many other colorful people from all walks of life, from movie stars, producers, national artists, activists, politicians, even the president now of the Philippines, Bongbong Marcos, came here several times to campaign. The first time he came to Kamuning Bakery was in 2015 when he announced right here in this room where we are talking now, he announced his vice presidential election bid for 2016 here. Can you imagine this small coffee shop, cozy one? 180 Filipino and foreign journalists crowded in this area, seated on the floor and on the chairs when he was here. His competitor, who became Vice President Leni Robredo, came here several times also, plus many others. It's a fun place. It's an interesting, colorful place where you will meet people like Joss, very intelligent and smart guy, 6'2" and still growing, just 21 years old and very talented. He has very smart parents.
I really enjoy listening to your story.
Thank you. I want to invite you next time again. Let's chat again about other things.
Okay.
Anything you want to chat, I'll invite you over again.
Sure. Obviously, your business stood the test of time from the fire to the pandemic.
Yes.
What would be your top advice for entrepreneurs who are starting their own business or a bakery on their own?
Number one is to be persevering. That means whatever happens to your business, whether big or small challenges, never give up. Because if you give up, you don't know that's the opening for another big triumph or opportunity. Number two is always be hands-on. Never treat a business like an absentee landlord, like a boss that is far away from the business. Try to know what's happening and get involved. Even if you're not managing it directly day to day, hands-on, know what's happening. Number three, I think this number three tip or advice from me is applicable not only for business, even for professions of any field. Enjoy what you are doing. Try to find enjoyment in anything you are doing. Then you will lose track of time. You will not think it's like work for you. It's like a chore. Try to enjoy what you are doing. Try to enjoy talking to the people, customers, all kinds of opportunities. Enjoy what you are doing. I could have 100 more lists when you come here.
Thank you so much. So do drop by Kamuning Bakery, and who knows, you may be able to come across Ahia Wilson Lee Flores. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Josh. By the way, I encourage everyone to follow this new YouTube channel of Josh. He's a very smart, talented guy. I knew him years ago when he was shorter and younger, and he has become smarter and better person.
Thank you, Ahia Wilson.
Thank you, Josh.
You'll be really lucky if you watch the next video, but the problem is, you'll be gone in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.